comments? All right, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Okay, we have under new business, we have a request to amend the 2024 annual audit work plan.
Yes. Just to note, the presentation of financial statements will be moved to executive session.
Oh, gotcha.
So that was
I was like, how did...
Sorry, y'all weren't in here when we mentioned it. But for the request to amend the annual work plan, I was contacted by Councilmember Johnston with a request to amend the plan. I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, thanks. So there was quite a bit of talk in the previous months about our parking program, our new parking program that we've put together in the past couple of years, where we've made a significant investment into the new parking meters that are sort of automated. They have apps and all that fun stuff. We've added FTEs, which are full-time employees that are there to increase enforcement around that, and the fees for a citation skyrocketed. One of the reasons that skyrocketed is because the circuit court clerk has the ability, according to state law, to charge a $44 fee. It's $44 or nothing. There's no in between. It was previously not charged by the previous clerk. This clerk has chosen to charge that, that's from a policy decision. That's his or her decision. So. But that fee is charged by a non-fee office, which is the Traffic Bureau, which is a budgeted office within our metropolitan government, right? So every single dollar that is charged is Metro's dollars. We should be receiving dollar for dollar every dollar that is received from those $44 fees. What we would have expected to see with the higher fee amount being charged, the higher number of citations being issued because we've increased enforcement, we've made investment around that, is a pretty significant increase in the amount of money coming to us from the clerk, which has not happened. So my question is, where is that money going? And why have we, just to put it into some dollar figures, I asked how many citations, because NDOT has their own set of fees, which is like $26 to cover their costs of a multitude of things. So we know how many citations have been written. There's been 14,500 roughly just this year alone, which if you multiply by 44, that's $1.9 million and some change. We have not received $1.9 million from the clerk's office. And obviously, as we're coming into budget season, or we will in the next few months, we're obviously going to be looking for dollars, but we need to be collecting the dollars and benefiting from the fees that we're having. So I'm going to move to change the, credit card, that audit, because, and I know that you had moved that. I think what was explained to me is that audit would really look at sort of outliers and odd things that would be going on, and the finance department sort of already does that to a certain extent, so it was a little bit redundant, not to say that it doesn't need a deep dive later, but this is something that I think is sort of pertinent. As we've ramped up this parking initiative, we need to get it right as quickly as possible. So I would like to audit parking, and so that would include NDOT, where those fees go, the $26, where the $44 go, where they have been going, where they need to go. If we need to change a policy, that would come later, but really the question is, where is that money? There was another question to me, it's like, well, what about net fees? From my perspective, every single dollar, there is no net. It's a gross amount that should be coming from every single one of those. So it should be an easy audit because we know how many citations we've written. And this is for really for 2 years, because we've been in this for at least a year and a half, going pretty solid. Would you not agree? So I'll make that motion to remove or bump. I don't know what the terminology is because I don't want to delete it. And I'll look at you because I knew that you made the motion about the credit cards. But to bump that until later with the credit cards and put in parking.
Second.
Do you have some comment about that?
No, I have an agreement. She and I spoke about this, and I recommend the same movement on the plan.
And the credit card was moved to where?
It can be on, we're about to hit the 2025 audit plan. It'll just be carried forward onto that plan.
Yeah, as long as we can keep the credit card on there moving it to the next year.
Yeah, that's why I said bump. Yeah,
Technical term.
yeah, a very technical term.
Okay, so we
I made my
making a
motion. It was seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Thank you. And I'll get you more information, Lauren. Great, thanks.
Okay, you have the proposed meeting schedule for 2025.
So the last thing in your little packet of stuff is the proposed meeting schedule for 2025. The only things that's changed a little bit on that proposed schedule, we moved the September meeting a little bit later since there will be potentially turnover in the council positions on the committee, because those have to go through. Y'all are 2 years. Yep, and so it would be, I've worked with the vice mayor to figure out timing on that, just to make sure that we have, because y'all's term ends 8/31. And so we moved it a little later so that new appointments can be made or reappointments. So we moved the September meeting a little later, and then also to make sure that we have a draft that is in a far enough state for y'all to review an executive session, we moved the meeting that was the Tuesday before Thanksgiving to the first week or the second week in December. And then kind of just like this setup is now, then the next meeting would be the Thursday after. So y'all just have to approve those, and we'll get them posted.
Make that motion?
Yep.
Second.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Okay, do I hear a motion to go to executive session?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We now go to executive session.